Well, good morning, San Diego. Hey, Oklahoma City, how's your lunch going? And those of you on the East Coast, Milwaukee, home of the Brewers, Green Bay, wherever you may be on the East, hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. How you guys doing? Happy Victoria Day to those of you in Canada, in the Commonwealth countries. I'm not sure if all Commonwealth countries or former Commonwealth countries celebrate Victoria Day, but it is. Yes, anything that has an Eastern time zone, I consider the East. Yes, even though you Americans probably still call it Midwest or East Mid or whatever you might call it there, but I just look at that Eastern time zone area and say, oh, that's way out east, because I'm in the mountain time zone. So welcome all in, everyone. This is Victoria Day in Canada. So it is a holiday, a federal holiday here in Canada. I don't know if Luke's in the chat or Andy's in the chat. Andy was Luke. Luke was Andy from Sheffield, still probably recovering from the fantastic Sheffield game that happened over the weekend or a few days ago, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But yeah, Andy, do you guys have, is it a holiday there too? Do you guys have Victoria Day in the UK? I'm sure you must. I mean, you're home of Queen Victoria. You must have a holiday today. So for all of you that do have holidays, hope you're enjoying the day off. This is episode number 97. And for you Americans, I believe next Monday, 1 week from today, I believe you guys have Memorial Day. I think it is towards the end of May. So you do have a holiday coming up. Not a holiday there. Wow. Okay. So maybe it's just Canada, Australia. Maybe it's just Canada. I don't know. But let's talk a little bit, because I'm Canadian. I've had Victoria Day, and when I was in school, when I was teaching, it was always like, yeah, it's a holiday. It's a day off that I don't have to drive to work. Or when I was younger, I don't have to go to school and write tests. But yeah, usually the third Monday in May in Canada is Victoria Day. Max Near, don't have it in Australia. Okay. So very few changes since. So maybe we are one of the only countries that does celebrate Victoria Day. So for those of you that are not aware, because maybe you don't follow the royalty, understandable. Canada has been a Commonwealth country. We were granted our sovereignty, or some of it, back in 1867. So we celebrate July 1st, 1867 as freedom, as independence. Although we really, really, really didn't truly get free independence from Britain until about 1982 with our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which patriated ourselves, repatriated our constitution, and kind of gave us, I want to say, 100% control of our own destiny. But even now, we have governor generals, we have lieutenant governors. We still do have a large British traditional, mainly traditional ceremonial kind of aspect to our governance. So yes, a paid day off of work, anyone will take that. So Queen Victoria, just to kind of give you an idea what Victoria Day is all about, we kind of look at the family tree of the royals. And when I taught history in school for, over 32 years, we taught a lot of European history, a little bit of British history, a little bit of French history, some Russian history, Canadian history, of course. Didn't do a lot of American history. When we taught American history, when we talked America, we kind of looked at, that capitalist, that right wing, that libertarian early beginnings, the Teddy Roosevelt, kind of during that big push of industrialization in the United States and the coal miners' strike, and talked about more economic. US was always that market economy example that we talked about. And of course, communism, the far left, would be the Soviet Union. And then we have mixed economies, Sweden and Canada, France. Most countries today, face it, are kind of a mixed economic system. But Victoria Day, because we were a former colony of Britain when, hey, the sun never set on the British Empire. because they had colonies everywhere during the daytime at some point on a map in the world. But Queen Victoria reigned from 1819 to 1901, so 80 years old as queen. And when we follow down the family tree, let me go full screen here, we kind of see the ties to more modern sovereigns. So, of course, Queen Elizabeth II, who was the daughter of George, who was the son of George. And the way that the bloodline, the rule goes with the monarchs, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it falls upon the eldest child, uh, probably the eldest male. I don't know if they've changed that and it's just the eldest child, but the eldest child, so Victoria, Edward, eldest son, his eldest son, George, his eldest son, Edward the Eighth. However, there was a little bit of controversy with Edward the Eighth. I believe this is the son that wanted to marry someone of lesser standing, and therefore his entitlement to become the heirship, the heir of the throne, was he gave that up in order to be with the love of his life. I believe this is the guy. So because he gave up that right, it fell to the second oldest son, George the sixth, who was the father of Elizabeth II, who reigned forever from 1926 until recently 2022. So yeah, 96 years old. Wow, 96-year-old. And then her eldest son, Charles III, when he passes away or gives up the kingship, just recently coronated last week, Prince William, eldest son. If something should happen to him, then it goes to Prince Harry. And if something happens to Prince William when he's the king, then it falls upon his eldest son or eldest child, which is Prince Georgie, who was born in 2013. So that's kind of the way the British monarchy and the heirship flows in Britain. And yeah, Queen Victoria, I guess, I don't know much about Queen Victoria, why she gets a holiday. All I know is that she is directly tied to many of the combatants, many of the leaders of countries across Europe, because, hey, when you were a royal and you married someone of similar status. So someone from another country, another royal member of similar status. Almost, I wouldn't say they were arranged marriages, but kind of. You were kind of targeted to go to someone of equal status. So marrying a prince from Spain or marrying a prince from Russia or whatever the case may be. So Queen Victoria, yes, was directly related to Kaiser Wilhelm of Germany on the left. I believe this is George, King of Britain at one time, and then Tsar Nicholas II, Tsar Nicholas Romanov of Russia, directly tied to Queen Victoria as well. So yeah, she basically is responsible for passing leadership on to leaders of these different countries. So this little excerpt here, what's it say? Yeah, one aspect of Queen Victoria is that she's connected to three of the principal monarchs of World War I. Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany, King George V of England, Tsar Nicholas II of Russia. In fact, all were cousins. Wilhelm and George were first cousins. George and Nicholas were first cousins. And Wilhelm and Nicholas were third cousins. So when we look at the landscape of World War I, Queen Victoria here, through her descendants, Nicholas of Russia, who married Queen Victoria's granddaughter, so that's how there's a relationship there. Håkon of Norway, and George, of course, one of her grandsons, and William II. I don't know if it was a grandson or married a granddaughter of Queen Victoria. But yeah, all of these, the royals, a lot of them are intermarried. So that's what I kind of remember Queen Victoria is spawning or tying in all these World War One leaders. So World War One, yeah, devastating war. Millions lost their lives, and it was kind of a family battle, cousin against cousin, all directly tied to Queen Victoria. Now do the Habsburgs of Austria well. Ezra, did you know that Marie Antoinette was a Habsburg? Marie Antoinette was one of the daughters of the ruling class of the Habsburgs, and she went on to marry King Louis XVI of France. And when she went to marry King Louis XVI of France in this kind of arranged marriage, she was very young. And of course, King Louis XVI was the king at the time when the French Revolution began. And so we have a Habsburg who is an enemy of France, Austria. They were at war with Austria at one point, many points in history. And same with Russia. When they went to war against Germany in World War I, Nicholas's wife was kind of German. So yeah, it family battles all over the place. Habsburgs, the Tudors, the Romanovs, all engaging in these wars from the past. So there is your Monday history lesson as we celebrate Victoria Day here in Canada. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you again, Nersha Benko, for the raid coming over. Nersha Benko, one of the best dedicated online commissioners that are out there, puts together a really good program, runs the Toronto Blue Jays there, and streams right before me on Monday. Thank you so much again, Nersha, if you're still here for the raid. If you're new to my channel, I am Laptop Hound. I stream Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Again, coming over from YouTube, where I have an archive of all my different videos over the last 8 months or so, all my Twitch episodes from my live streams, some independent YouTube episodes, my Babe in the Matrix, and of course, my 8 episodes with Your Kidneys and the Hawk Report. So feel free, if you have nothing to do on a holiday Monday in Canada, go check out some of the videos. I would really love if you haven't subscribed or left a comment on a video, because it pushes the videos forward and other people see it on their recommended lists and they may get involved and become part of the OOTP community. And that's really what we want to do. We want to grow the OOTP community. So the more likes and subscriptions and following and comments on videos and watching things like that fits the YouTube algorithms. So I stream Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I do giveaways every stream that I do. Today we will be doing giveaways a little later, and we'll see who's going to win the World Series based on the May 22nd OOTP file. So yes, that will be coming up later. And 1 week from tomorrow, a very, very special episode, my celebration with you guys, my followers, the subscribers, the viewers. 1,000 1,000 subscribers. Yeah. I'd be on a Hawaiian with, someone in the Pacific somewhere, 1,000 subscribers, streaming with shorts and margarita. No, 1,000 followers, and my 100th episode will be next Tuesday. So make some time if you can. You can book some time off. If you can take your lunch break at that time, because yeah, I'm really looking forward to some of the things that I'm going to do. Going to have some special guests, some special giveaways, unlike my normal giveaways. And that's going to get all started around 1:15 next Tuesday, my regular time slot. So hope you can tune in for that and help me celebrate with you 1,000 followers and 100 episodes. Tomorrow, Babe in the Matrix returns. Yes, the Babe is back tomorrow. He is working through all these binary ones and zeros, and he's going to be back in the game. Last week, he was in Baltimore, his hometown, where he hit 44 home runs. Well, this week, tomorrow, he's Going back to Boston, baby. Yeah, the Babe is going back to where it really all began. His pitching career began, and he will be his 1927 prime Babe in a Boston Red Sox uniform. So if he does have a chance to break his 60 home run record, maybe it will be in Boston. We'll see if he can handle the Green Monster tomorrow. So tune in for that. Another giveaway where you can predict how many home runs, RBIs, hits, and runs that he'll get. That will get underway tomorrow. All right, let me just check the chat here. Did the Habsburgs feud with the McCoys? Change a few letters. I believe it was the Hatfields or Hat something. Hap, close enough. The Habsburgs with the Romanovs? Maybe, yes. The Habsburgs with the Romanovs. Alexandra was a major problem in the Russian Revolution. Yes, she was. And she took her guidance from a mystical, drunk, womanizing monk named Rasputin. Ooh. Yes, Rasputin, the famous Boney M 1970s disco song, played a big part in the downfall of the Romanovs as well. The immortal, you couldn't shoot him, you couldn't poison him. In fact, you ended up kind of having to drown him, and that almost didn't work either. So yes, if you're a fan of history, something you have to look into. And of course, the mystery around the daughters, especially Anastasia. Anastasia, if you've seen the cartoon, it's like maybe 20% accurate. But the Anastasia cartoon from the 1990s with Rasputin in there, yeah, did she survive? Did she escape to the United States? There was a woman that claimed to be Anastasia back in the 1980s, I believe, back before we could do DNA tests properly. So yeah, that whole, I love Russian history. I love teaching Russian history, you know, Ivan the Terrible and Peter the Great and some really interesting stories. And yeah, it was a fun part of the teaching career for sure. Disco, yeah, I guess hero in a roundabout sort of way. Disco brought down Russia because in 1991 Russia fell, right? Communism fell all because of disco. Those darn Saturday Night Live lovers or Saturday Night Fever lovers with, you know, John Travolta. That's the only disco movie I can remember. But back then in the 70s, I was more into Kiss, not into disco. I wasn't a big disco fan. I kind of like the rock, you know, especially Kiss, Paul and Gene and Peter and Ace Frehley. Yeah, that was kind of my music jam back when I was a young lad in Canada. Well, yeah, we won't go there with the acronym of KISS, but hey, I was a kid. Maybe I didn't know any better. I just like wanted to rock and roll all night long, and I wanted to go to Detroit City, and I wanted to, you know, have a love gun, and I wanted to, you know, find someone named Beth. That was my childhood. So stay tuned, everyone. Monday today. So we have 2 pack giveaways at the end of the stream. One will get 10 packs. One winner will get 5 packs. And tomorrow, it's a little bit extra packs. We'll have our 1 draw winner of 10 packs and our Babe contest winner that gets 10 packs as well. So again, a huge thank you. Big shout out to my subscribers, the followers, the bit contributors, even those that may have followed recently. I don't look at the chat a lot or the subscribers or followers, but very quickly, Jeff Steelflex. Jeff Steelflex. You sound like a bodybuilder at the age of 47, or you were born in 1947, which makes you a well contributing member of our society over the last almost 80 years. Also have Simonikip or Simoni Kip, however you pronounce it. Thank you for the follow. And Thistle Droid. Ouch. Sounds a little bit prickly. don't want to get near a thistle droid. Not only does he have sharp things all over him, but he's metallic. Thistle droid. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Again, great to be here on a Monday. Energized. Hope you're having a Monday, wonderful Monday. Again, if you're in the East Coast, Milwaukee and Green Bay, the East Coast. If you're over there, day's almost over. The work day's almost over. Let me check some of these comments here, guys. Don't want to ignore you. We'll get to that in a sec, Cub fan Steve. I'll talk a little bit about the Hawk Report. I haven't been on since Kidneys announced on my stream Thursday, so we'll get to that in a sec. What else? Once upon a time in Russia long ago, there was a man whose heart a flaming gold. Rah, rah, Rasputin. Sorry. At least, Max, now I've got it running through the head of many people in chat right now. Oh, those Russians. So, Max, you are not alone. As everyone rushes to Apple iTunes and their Spotify and adds Rasputin to their playlist. Believe it or not, when I taught Russian history, I played that song in the classroom, and days later, kids would come back and say, "Teach, I can't get that song out of my head." I'm saying, well, imagine being back in the 70s. It was constantly on the airwaves. And the thing I like about that song too is it tells the story of Rasputin and his debauchery and his womanizing and his role in the Romanov family and why he was brought into the court. Here's this guy that probably didn't bathe in weeks, drank like a fish, was out on the nightlife, with any woman that he could pick up. And he was allowed into this prestigious winter palace of the Romanovs, which many Russians did not understand. So yeah, great song, catchy song, but also tells the story. And I think even in one of the Rolling Stones songs, Sympathy for the Devil, I think they make a reference to the Romanovs as well. I think it's been a while since I heard that song. All right, what else do we got going on? The bloke in Boney M never actually sang? You got me going down a conspiracy rabbit hole here. I got to check on Boney M. He never sang? They lip sync and they have someone in the background doing his vocals? If I want a LARF, I don't know, is that live action role play? Live action role play. If I want a LARF, listen to Ding Dong. I know Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. I know that classic song. You guys remember? Are you guys old enough to remember a DJ? I think it was American DJ, Dr. Demento. I think that was his name. I don't know if he was American or British or Australian or what he was, but I'll remember as a kid, he'd come out with records, like K-Tel records. And on those records, you would have 20 really weird, funny, humorous songs. And, Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead, or, the Halloween songs like with Boris Karloff in it. Late one night when I was, whatever that song is. But yeah, he would come out with some crazy songs. I don't know him as a DJ, but I'm sure he played a lot of that music on his radio station. No way, Ezra. Dr. Demento is still going? Wow. Dr. Demento played one of the songs my roommate sang in college. Well, if you guys know what radio station he's on, or if he's freelance and syndicated, and he's on a bunch of different radio stations. But yeah, I remember always anticipating the next Dr. Demento LP that would come out, because I like humorous songs. I like funny songs. I like catchy songs, almost like jingles. And he was one of the best. Absolutely. So his internet streaming only, on demand. Okay, thanks, Ozzy. Thanks for that. And does anyone know where he started? Was he a West Coast? Is he from New York? Where did Dr. Demento get his beginnings in radio? I called him Ding Dong. Dr. Demento, D, same thing. I'm going to get confused now when Dr. Dynastic is on. I'm probably going to call him Dr. Demento. Dr. Demento played one of the songs that one of the songs my roommate sang in college. Oh, cool. California. Okay, so he's a California guy. So, yeah, we go from Queen Victoria to World War I to the Russian Romanov family to Rasputin to Kiss to disco music to Dr. Demento. How about that for transitioning through a stream? You never know what you're going to get on my streams from day to day. And hey, let's focus in on one of the recent subscribers. I like to do this once in a while. It's Monday. It's a holiday. Holidays means we take a break from regular routine sometimes. And I like to get Monday going with a shout out to you guys once in a while. So one of my recent subscribers last week that I didn't get to sing for, thankfully for that person, is MCB701. I don't know if MCB701 is working today or in the chat, but MCB701 said that he or she, I don't know if it's a he or she, is from Blackout Hell. MCB701 lives in Blackout Hell because this subscriber lives in Des Moines, DM, Iowa, where they can't watch the Twins or Cubs or White Sox or Brewers or St. Louis Cardinals. That's why they call it MLB Hell. They are in that zone in Iowa, in Des Moines. I know if I rock this as in he's going to correct my pronunciation. Des Moines or Des Moines, Des Moines, Des Moines, Des Moines, Des Moines. I DM. I'm going to call it DM. Here we go. Des Moines. Really? Des Moines? You guys are just like trolling me now. Is it really Des Moines? I've never called it that. I always had, maybe because I'm French, or not French, I'm not French, but I'm in a country that has French as a second language, and a lot of French words have S on the end where you kind of pronounce them. Oh, and now it's Des Moines. So I got Des Moines, I've got Des Moines. You guys can't even decide how you pronounce your own city in the United States. So I don't feel as bad. All right. So going into this city where this subscriber is from, now Jeff is truly trolling. Des Moines. And Loco's like, no, don't get Lap distracted. Don't get him off on a tangent. You're like that kid in the back of my classroom that would always try and get me talking about something else. And unfortunately, it worked. All right. Des Moines. Let's. How many of you have been there? Hey, we already mentioned that. See, it's trending on Twitter. It's trending on Twitch. Blackout Hell. Sav 510 knows the area. How many of you guys have been there? The people who say the S in Illinois. Where do you live? I live in Illinois. Yeah, that one I know. That one I know is Illinois, right? It's Illinois because we say Z, not Z in Canada. We say Z, Illinois. Because there's a lot of loud music there, I guess. All right. So driven through there on the way to Chicago. Anyone else been there? Anyone else? You helped a friend move from Omaha to Des Moines? Okay, good. Sorry, Attica, for building up the rage and the mispronunciation. Having a little fun with the Des Moinesian residents. All right, let's take a quick peek. As I don't think the subscriber is on chat right now, but they did send me a few interesting things to look at. Let's see what your state capitol building looks like. Are you one of the? They all look the same. This looks like the one I looked at in North Carolina or in Oklahoma City. Why do you need all this space? You got that big of a government there? I think I looked up the population, and I think there's about 200,000 people that live there. You guys backward. I need a mirror or something. 1865. Whoever took this picture, like next time, take it the other way around. 1865 or 1861 and 1865. So it must be some sort of when you guys became a state, maybe as the pioneers moved out west from the East Coast, from the 13 colonies as they expanded westward. They came across Des Moines. Next time I'm only picking cities with easy names like Kentucky. Kentucky will be my next one. All right, looks like a very nice Capitol building. We were in Boise, Idaho last week with Brent 3232, and they had a Lincoln statue. And now in this city, DM, they got another Lincoln statue. Who is Tad? Can someone give me education on who Tad is? I'm assuming maybe one of Lincoln's sons. How smart are you, Chad? Who is Tad? Okay, Cubs fan Steve, thank you for the year reference. Civil War period. Okay. Oh, and the metropolitan. Okay, so it's quite bigger. About 700,000 if you include all the suburbs and outlying areas. Kind of like Edmonton, Alberta. Edmonton, Alberta is about 500,000, but once you include all the suburbs, it's like almost double. Yeah, Tad's probably the kid. Yes, I just don't know in history. Thomas Tad Lincoln was the fourth and youngest son. Thank you, Jeff Steele, with the quick history lesson there. Okay, so the youngest son of the Lincoln family. There you go. More statues. Looks like some reeds. I know a lot of old statues have these like reeds in them, like these whole, or maybe it represents the agriculture. Look at that pretty view at night. Look, they got a mini. You don't need to go to New York, people. You don't need to go to New York to see the Statue of Liberty. Just make your way to Des Moines and you can have a similar experience. Not quite the size. There you go. They got a replica Statue of Liberty. Oh, it's grains of wheat? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. President Truman. Okay. Looks like you can walk around Des Moines and find out a lot of history. All right, so that is the Capitol building. And I'm sure a lot of cities in the U.S. have these memorials for Vietnam or maybe the Holocaust in a high Jewish populated area, a Civil War, World War I, World War II. Yeah, I really enjoy walking around new cities and looking at the history aspect. So it looks like Des Moines would be good for that. Zombie Burger and Drink Lab. Well. You always find something interesting in every city. I see a lot of red things on the table. Makes sense? Makes sense as a restaurant owner. Zombie labor, no brainer. Okay. Well, it's a unique place to go. Loco says solid local food joint. Great, great around Halloween. Yeah, it looks really clean and looks like it'd be a kind of a cool place, unique place to visit. It's like they have like voodoo donuts. Now you got the zombie lounge. Right. What else do we have? You guys got such cool names for restaurants. Buzzard Billy's. Buzzard Billy's. Let's take a quick peek at Buzzard Billy's. Ooh. What do we got? We got some chicken and some fries. Don't know what this is over here. Maybe it's like a hot chicken or something. There you go, Buzzard Billy's. What else do we got? In Des Moines, a lot of restaurants. Got the Art Center. And there must be like where do they play ball at? They must have like, oh, there it is, probably Principal Park. There we go. Now we're talking baseball. Yeah, good timing there. Synchronicity. I just got onto that. Let's take a look. Triple A. So this is the Chicago Cubs. So Cubs fan Steve, this is where your new talent is coming from. Des Moines. Do you know, Loco, how many it seats? I'm guessing what, about 15,000 maybe? Maybe 10,000? No, it's got to be more than 10,000. So Principal Park. And I saw someone in chat say that the Cubs are out of town right now, so they're not playing currently in Des Moines. Cool. Right along the river. Okay, so I was pretty close. Yeah, about 11K. Don't know if that's Tad again, but we have or is that like Rin Tin Tin? Did like Rin Tin Tin, is he from, kind of reminds me of Rin Tin Tin. Oh, of course, you got to have the family photo opportunity. I always love the look of these here. All right, so if you're ever in Des Moines, go check out Principal Park, and hopefully you can catch a Triple A Cubs game. Here we go. So about 800,000 people or 700,000 people in the surrounding area. And MLB hell, I guess, because you are blacked out from many of the surrounding baseball teams. So MCB, thank you for sending some information. Apparently, they have the second best farmers market in America. If you're a person that loves to go to farmers markets, the second best one in the US, according to this website here. There you go. I don't mind the odd farmer market, getting some fresh pies and vegetables. Max Near, we don't have that many famous civic statues in Australia. We have things like the big prawn. So it's more about culture. We got the shrimp on the Barbie and we got the prawn statue. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Sometimes it's more about the culture rather than the history. And let's face it, some places don't want to celebrate their history because some places had very depressing, oppressive, controlled histories, and they don't want to celebrate it. So we've also got the Hall of Laureate World Food Prize Foundation, Historic Preservation. So this is where my subscriber, this is where CM said that he goes to, and also goes to the West End Architectural Salvage in Des Moines. And I just, this is incredible how people can take old furniture and old cars and things like and just restore it. I think that's an amazing talent. And it just, I'd rather buy something that's restored than buy something that, is looks restored and falls apart 3 months later. So the West End Architectural Salvage Place. And of course, here is your current lineup for the Des Moines, the Iowa Cubs. Cubs fan Steve, you'll recognize a lot of these names, or any Cubs fan, you'll recognize because these are players that have been in Major League Baseball. Kyle Hendricks, currently on the team. Who else? Anthony Kay, former Blue Jay, is there. Brendan Little, I recognize that name. Keegan Thompson. So who is currently in Des Moines that you would consider the star? Who is the guy that you would pay the ticket price to want to go watch play? Who is their Mike Trout, if they have one, that we're going to see in the major leagues that's not on the downside of their career, but someone that's working their way up? Probably someone on their 40-man roster. It was Chris Morel. And Mac says that, no one really stands out because they're kind of on the decline. That's too bad. Looking if it shows age, shows birth year here. So someone that's kind of born in the 2000s, maybe. Got any young kids on there? Alexander Canario, looks like he's the youngest guy, just turned 23 on the injured 60-day disabled list. Martin Peavy, or Peavy, is the manager. All right, there is our quick little tour through Principal Park, Des Moines, and our tour through Iowa. We haven't been through Iowa before, so let's bookmark that. Let's save Principal Park. Actually, let's just save Des Moines. There we go. So thank you again last week, CM, for the subscription and for sharing your territory, a little bit of where you are from and some of the sites and baseball references in Des Moines. Davis maybe, Jack Slaughter, Wisniewski. Okay, so it sounds like you've got a few prospects there. Okay, just before we get to our first big break of the day, if you're not on my Discord, you're welcome. Come on over and show us some of your accomplishments with Perfect Team, some of the packs that you're pulling, some of the cards that you're getting, some of your wonderful playoff achievements if you're making the playoffs. So come on over, small community over on Discord, but all of you guys are welcome to participate in the little chats that we have going on there. And do we still have the sale? No, the spring sale is now over. So if you're new to OOTP and you want to purchase the game, you still don't have to pay full price. It is $39.99, but if you use Laptop Pound 24, when you check out, you scroll down to the bottom and you put in the coupon code Laptop Pound 24, you will save 10% and get about $4 off. So a little bit of savings. If you're interested in purchasing the game, you can get it with a little bit of a discount. And again, I'm still waiting for some of you to announce that you got some merch and tell us what it's like. Because for $18 plus shipping, you can get a t-shirt, you can get a mug for $11. By the way, hazelnut Colombian coffee blend with some vanilla half and half creamer, caramel, burnt butterscotch, coffee syrup, and just a little bit of sugar for the coffee for today. And podcasts. If you're a podcast person, yes, OOTP does have their own podcast. Rich Grisham, the man with the guitar, puts out a podcast every once in a while. And there was one put out a few days ago, an MLB chat with Paul Sporer, 45 minutes. So if you're looking for something to listen to on the drive home or the drive to work, or you're on vacation and you need some music for the vehicle, yeah, you can download or stream these podcasts. Paul Sporer. And yeah, I was flabbergasted to be invited onto Rich's podcast a few weeks ago. So there's a podcast with my baseball past and stories too. No weather, promise you, no weather. OOTP Go, you can play it on the fly, download it on your device. Probably not your old Apple iPhone 3. Probably not going to work on that. But get it on the Google Play Store, on the App Store, and check out the Twitter. This is where you find all the new stuff, all the cool things happening with Perfect Team on the Twitter site. So I haven't checked it. Let's check it. Let's check it live. Do we have something on there? No. Nothing new. Nothing posted today. Or their home base Twitter site. You can check that one out. You can follow it. And let's refresh that one. And so, yeah, they post a lot of Major League Baseball things. Veterans Armed Force Day, I guess, was Saturday, I'm guessing. Armed Force Day in Major League Baseball. Very, very cool. To honor the veterans and those that are serving. Very, very cool. And welcome back, Corey Seager, apparently a couple days ago. If you're a Corey Seager fan. Max Neer, you found my stream from the podcast. Well, thank you so much for coming along, and thanks for listening to the podcast. Like I said, it was a treat, a joy to talk to Rich and to talk to the community a little bit. So yeah, thanks for joining in here. And Thursday at noon. Before that, we are on a break. Yes, we are. We'll be back in about 2.5 minutes time. Enjoy the music. Go fill up your beverage. Go to the washroom. Go do 3 minutes of work and then come on over back. We'll be back in about 2.5 minutes. Right. Welcome back. Yeah. 6 ads, 7 ads, 5 ads, Burger King or a new movie coming out or Honda or whatever you may get ads for. As I've said before, I hate when, I'm watching a stream and like every 10 minutes or every 15 minutes an ad comes on. And as a streamer, it's really difficult for me to keep up and go, oh, geez, there's an ad on and have to start over. So I just group all my ads every hour, make it a little bit longer because Twitch has a certain requirement that they want you to have. And so again, good chance to go to the washroom, get a beverage, do some work, like I said. Thank you guys for tuning in and being here with me on this wonderful holiday Monday up in Canada. Well, not completely wonderful in Canada. Let me tell you a little bit about my area. Right now in the Edmonton, Alberta region, we are looking at a wonderful 21 degrees, 69 degrees Fahrenheit here in Edmonton with some rain, thunderstorms coming today and tomorrow, but it's kind of needed. It's kind of a catch-22 situation because right now in Alberta, I don't know how well you pay, attention to your local news and whether they focus on Alberta, but we are kind of in a emergency situation. Our entire province right now is facing a lot of severe wildfires. We have 84 active wildfires, and this year we've had 512 wildfires. So it's it's a little scary for a lot of people because there are many communities that have been evacuated and they have to go to find refuge and shelter somewhere else. We've got high winds certain parts of the day, and with those thunderstorms coming, even though we're going to get some rain, which will help, it could also start up some new wildfires with the lightning activity. So yeah, that is the situation right now. Again, I'm kind of near the Edmonton region, right around here. So you don't see a lot of fire symbols there. They tend to be a little bit more west of us and north, but 84 wildfires that are active. And yeah, I did see the smoke fallout, and the smoke is making its way all the way down. I think even down to like Texas, I think is getting some of the smoke. So those of you in Seattle, those of you in Montana, and maybe even in Missouri, maybe as far east as Missouri, might be getting this smoke. So we have what do they call it? Air quality warnings right now. If I check my phone, we've just got one about an hour ago. Yeah, special time sensitive air quality statement. So you can imagine what the smoke is like in our area. Very difficult to breathe. They recommend that we stay indoors, and it is making its way. It's sweeping its way down kind of the Rocky Mountains here into the United States. So usually it's British Columbia, which is a lot more forested, that gets the wildfires, some really bad ones, but it's crazy. And we are having our state or provincial elections next week. And many people are calling on the government to cancel these elections because there's so much chaos going around Alberta right now. And they're out of control. They really are. So hopefully we can get a handle on it. Sean, good to see you, Sean. Denver had the second worst air in the world over the weekend due to the smoke from the fires. Yeah, it just shows the jet stream or the wind patterns. That smoke just doesn't sit there. It's got to go somewhere, and it's making its way down south. Fort Collins, super smoky up in Fort Collins. And there's no sign of relief. Usually they can say, well, we expect within a week or two, most of these will be under control, but they're thinking it could get worse, not better. So those of you that are experiencing a lot of smoke, it may not get better for a while. Just crazy. Not our worst year for wildfires. I believe about 10 years ago was kind of worse than this, but it's almost at that peak that it was before. So we're definitely going to pass it. So there's a little bit about where I'm from in Alberta. Hope you guys are getting better weather. I know it's not the tornadoes. I know it's not the hurricanes. I know it's not the earthquakes. Every part of the world has something in terms of natural disasters or emergencies that they experience. Maybe it's flooding. Alberta, we don't get earthquakes very often. The odd time we might get one that's like 3 or 4 on the Richter scale. We get some flooding once in a while during heavy rains. Fire is probably our biggest threat. The prairies, the grasslands, hot weather, doesn't take much to start a fire. Plus, we have some that work from arson, intentionally set, which is just nuts. People that go out and intentionally set these fires, yeah, it's bad news. So just an update, what I'm experiencing here up in Edmonton. Are you a hockey fan? Are you following the NHL playoffs? Because in the NHL playoffs right now, we're down to 4 teams, and that's Major League Baseball. We've got there we go. We've got the Las Vegas Golden Knights going up against the Dallas Stars, and we've got the Carolina Hurricanes, Heat Dog from Carolina, going up against the Florida Panthers. And right now, Florida and Las Vegas have a 2-0 lead. All 4 games of the semifinals, all 4 have gone to overtime, which is crazy. And I think the NBA is in their playoffs too. So playoff season all around. Great time to be a sports fan. Well, you knew it was coming. What are we celebrating today? What is the days of recognition? Let me tell you, when I was a kid, I can't tell you how many times I played solitaire. Ezra, did you play a lot of solitaire as a kid? I don't think a lot of people play cards. A lot of the younger generation, a lot of the boomers and zoomers probably don't play a lot of cards anymore because everything's digital. But boy, oh boy, my family loved cards. Crib, whist, solitaire, hearts, spades, everything except bridge. We didn't play bridge as a card family. Rummy, gin rummy. War when you're playing. Slapjack, crazy eights. So many fun card games growing up. Cribbage, 15-2, 15-4, where you're always looking for those fives, right? Those fives are like gold when you get those. Rook, rook. And what's the one where jacks are euchre, right? Euchre, I think, was another one that involved jack. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you guys know your cards. I really hope that cards remain as part of our culture and part of our game nights and part of our family, because it's so many cool memories. And sometimes you get your competitive card members, and we played a few games too that have some bad words as part of the titles, where the lowest hand would get demoted and the highest hand would get promoted and get more special cards and things like that. But yeah, it brings back a lot of memories. So today is National Solitaire Day. So many varieties of solitaire too, but I just like the traditional one. You turn over 3 cards. You use the top card. Turn over 3 cards. You get the ace and you put it there and you fill up the column, or you put a queen onto a jack and you get an empty column. Really, really cool. Yeah, war was cool. Like, we got a tie. War! And then you put 3 cards down, face down, and you turn one over. And sometimes it's a double war and you turn 3 cards down. Yeah, you guys are putting a smile on my face talking about some of these games. Tons of new cool card games in Europe and Asia. I'm wondering if, because we have Pokemon cards and we have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, our kids, the Zoomers and Boomers, is that their solitaire now? Is that when they grow up to be our age, what they're going to remember? I don't know. I don't know how many families play Go Fish anymore, or even board games like checkers and chess and Monopoly and Payday, one of my favorite games. So it's a different time. It's a different family atmosphere. The family unit being so busy and working 2 jobs, and kids wanting more independence at a younger age, and it's different times. But today is National Solitaire Day. Go play a game of solitaire. Of course, Victoria Day, National Maritime Day. I know one that Ezra is just pumped over. He's got his goth wear on today. Black hair, black clothing, a few piercings. Yeah, goth when I was in school was kind of in the 80s, showing, there'd be kids, there'd be maybe 5% of the student population that dressed up as goth, black lipstick, black clothing, piercings. So there you go. It can be traced back to 1967, when someone referred to the music of the Doors as gothic rock. There you go. Oh, you were in Austin, are you? I've heard stories about Austin and the population climate of what Austin is like compared to 10 or 15 years ago. So there you go. Music like the Velvet Underground, All Tomorrow's Party, Susie and the Banshees are kind of goth rock architects. So yeah, it has a fairly long history, 55 years or so. So there you go, Ezra. Get the black clothing out of the closet and celebrate World Goth Day. Or I see Ezra and Andy and those of you from the UK and Europe as more of Sherlock Holmes fans. It is Sherlock Holmes Day. Never read the book. I know. What are you talking about, Lap? I have never read the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle Sherlock Holmes books. In Canada, we had kind of like the Hardy Boys as kids, which are kind of like a teenager Sherlock Holmes. I don't know if Hardy Boys was Canadian or North American or British, but yeah, we had the Hardy Boys. And then there was a female version. I can't remember what the female Sherlock Holmes books were. Blossom Sisters of Mercy. There we go. There is so far the comment of the day from Ozzy. Can you imagine 40 years from now, 50 years from now, in the old age homes, all the older folk are playing Pokemon and Magic the Gathering? You know what, Ozzy? I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening. I'll trade you my Charmeleon for your Raichu or Snorlax. Yeah. Just imagine the fist fights that break out in the old age homes. You know, if it happens over crib and pegging improperly, because when you're an old person, your eyes are focused on people pegging and you're watching. And I don't know how you guys play crib, but we used to play crib that if you miss points, so let's say you had 8 points in your hand and you only took 6 because you missed a 15-2, whoever spotted it first would get those 2 points. So it was really competitive in my household. We would be like, oh, you missed 2, I get those. And, well, I wasn't done counting. And yeah, you know, those family fun game nights, especially when you're competitive. Cutthroat laptop out. Yeah. Well, let's just say that you guys know me. I would always want to be the banker in Monopoly because I'd be the only one I could trust in my family for not, you know, putting some money under the board, if you know what I mean, slipping a few 500s under the board. And then all of a sudden later on, they pull them out and it's like, how'd you get all that money? Well, people landed on Park Place. No, they didn't, you cheater. So I only trusted myself as the banker. And any game that involved dishing out money, I had to be the banker. One of my favorite board games was Masterpiece. I don't know if it is American board game, but I loved that game because it was artwork and you bid on different artwork pieces and some were worth a lot and some were worth very little. But yeah, thank you guys for reminiscing about some of those old school games. And Risk, oh, talk about competition. Oh, talk about families almost getting into fistfights. I have a younger brother, and when we would play with friends, it would be his mission to always form alliances against me, his older brother, always. He didn't care if he liked the person or not. He formed an alliance. And so it was always like me against 2 or 3 people. And I did okay in Risk. Of course, it comes down to the dice roll and strategy. But where was the place you would always try and occupy? For me, it was Australia, the Oceanic region was kind of a good base hold, or sometimes in South America, you know, Brazil, which connected to Africa and went up to North America. You didn't want to be somewhere in the middle of Europe because you were a big target. It is, it is designed like the real world with war, designed for people to gang up. Africa, Sean liked Africa. Yeah, you could get, you know, build up in Madagascar and go out from there. You wanted a stronghold, that's for sure. And then, yeah, would you save all your cards until you had to absolutely trade them in? hoping that other people would trade them in and then you'd get that higher value of armies. That's what I did. I think I waited till I had whatever the maximum was, 7 cards, and you had to trade them in. So yeah, very cool. So Sherlock Holmes Day, I don't know if you guys are a big Sherlock Holmes fan, but that goes way, way back. Francis Tanky Smith, a policeman and master of disguise, who was Leicestershire's first private detective, is also thought to have influenced the character. And of course, Holmes' best friend, Watson, is named after a medical doctor, as was Doyle. So Doyle and Watson after real medical doctors. And yeah, I don't know the history much about Arthur Conan Doyle, but I know just like, the time traveler Doctor Who and Sherlock Holmes are probably two of the iconic, and Ian Fleming, James Bond. Those three, I think, are the 3 biggest iconic literature, media influences coming from the UK. Of course, you've got, the funny guys, The Life of Brian, Monty Python. You have Mystery Science Theater. You got a lot of other ones too, Faulty Towers. But I would say literature-wise, Sherlock Holmes, definitely at the top of the list. Although I liked Agatha Christie. As a kid, I enjoyed Agatha Christie. Whew, okay. What am I? Oh yeah, OOTP. Yeah, OOTP. Let's take a look at some OOTP news. If you're in Perfect Team and the chat, go ahead, brag about it. Say, Lap, I made it to Perfect, or I was in Perfect last week. Quite the accomplishment if you made it. Dishnet is starting to stream the Perfect Team World Series. Yesterday was the first one. He was on early in the afternoon because there's only 20 teams. I think the playoffs start a little earlier. So he was on about 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving out packs, doing some call your shot, and the Houston Slumpbusters and the Brooklyn Cyclones emerged from the 8 playoff teams to make the final. What else? Your Felix and Killers crashed into Perfect League. Hero Driver, you are my man on the street this week, giving us an update about Perfect Team, because I'm not there. And there's 32 teams now. I think they go up to 40. So probably next week they'll be their full 40 teams. At least that's what it was last year. So congratulations to the Cyclones and the Slumpbusters. And, Dish showed the rosters. I don't think there's a problem showing the rosters because Dish shows them on his stream. These were the 2 teams. I feel like Sesame Street, look at the similarities, look at the differences. Looks like they have about 30 to 40% similar rosters. So you can see what a finalist team looks like. If you're just starting Perfect Team and you're wondering what cards should you shoot for, although they may be very difficult to obtain, these are the cards that played in the World Series yesterday. So both had Jackie Robinson, both had Ted Simmons, both had Willie Wells, both had James Wood, both had Mickey Mantle. So most of their batting lineup, 60%, maybe 50% of their batting lineup was similar. Ted Simmons hit 385 in the season, Gunnar Henderson 389. So it gives you kind of a target who you might want to look for when you're opening packs, when you're on the card shop, and then pitching. What a coincidence. Both finalist teams had Sandy Koufax. And if you're unfamiliar with Sandy Koufax, there are only 10 Sandy Koufaxes that can be in the game. And I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong, there have only been maybe 3 pulled, maybe 4, maybe even 2. I don't know. So both finalist teams had a Sandy Koufax, one of those limited edition ones. And yeah, he is the best pitcher in the game. There's Sandy Koufax. There's Grover Cleveland underneath that. There's Addie Joss. Maybe Atlee Hammaker. Jesse Tannehill's okay, and then kind of everyone else. So there definitely is a tiered list of pitchers in superiority. And as of this moment, Sandy Koufax is the top of it. So congratulations if you pulled it. I know one sold for 2 million perfect points, and which is pretty much a big PP package. At the start of the game, you could get 2.4 million perfect points for $500 American. So we're looking at about a $440 spending there on one card, Sandy Koufax. In terms of dollar value, not saying that person spent that money, but they accumulated the points one way or the other to buy that Sandy Koufax card. So it's either really good management, because I know you can make a lot of perfect points by live spec, by selling the right card at the right time, buying cards low, selling high. If you grind the right way, you could easily pull in a few 100,000 perfect points, maybe every week, every 2 weeks, depending on the situation. And in a couple of weeks, we have our next live update. So now's the time to look at which players could go from bronze to iron, iron to gold, gold to diamond. Gold to diamond's a big one, because that $1,000 or 1,000 perfect point card is now 4,000. Or a diamond to perfect, 4,000 to 20,000. So if you spend 6,000 perfect points because you think it's going to go perfect, you've tripled your money. You've tripled your investment in that card. So a lot of people will do that because they want to use those perfect points for cards like Sandy Koufax or for packs. I would do the same. I would do the same, Pete. Pete has some really good beginner advice. Unless you're already in Perfect League or really competitive in Diamond, if winning a physical trophy is your goal and you already have a good team, you probably want to keep Sandy Koufax. He will be, I'm thinking, a card that will last you many months. So you'd want to sell him. You'd want to take your 2 million perfect points that someone else is willing to pay, and you could upgrade your roster to a very competitive level with that one selling card. You could probably, I don't know if you could buy enough cards to make Perfect League, but you could be a highly competitive Diamond League player by selling Sandy Koufax. So Pete, fully agree. All right. There's the underdog. If Bluebird, you're in Perfect League. Do we have Hero and Bluebird in Perfect League? You took down Sandy in a game. It can happen. That's the misconception too, is that just because you have Sandy, you're going to win it all? No. I've seen free-to-play players win Perfect League without every single top card. Does it help? Absolutely. It gets you probably a really good regular season, but it doesn't guarantee success in the playoffs. And guarantee is the key word. Roughed up Sandy for 6 innings. Oh, you guys are in the same division. Well, I don't know whether to congratulate you or to have you guys separate. Have like a DMZ, like in Korea, where you're not allowed within a certain distance because you're rivals. 6-1, and the Turtle Bears are 4-3. Well, check in again maybe tomorrow, because Monday's always that weird day of simming. So there you go. We got Sandy Koufax, Grover Alexander. That's a limited edition card. Addie Joss, again, one of the best pitchers. The team that won it, Brooklyn, they have a very premier lineup. So in my own opinion, the meta cards, the really good cards right now are Future Legends, Build a Lineup, LE. Those are the 3 key categories. Future Legends, Build a Lineup, and LE. Those seem to be, from that pool of those 3 categories, the best cards in the game. Of course, there's outliers. There's other cards like the Tannehill, like Addie Joss. Yeah. there's some other really good ones too. So in terms of limited edition, the winning team had 1, 2, Yoakum is 3 limited edition cards, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 build a lineup, and Future Legends 1. Looks like just one Future Legend, and maybe some on the reserve roster. We can just see the starting lineup here. And the other team, the team that came second, had Koufax Limited Edition, Hammaker Limited Edition, and I think that's it. And both had the Mickey Mantle topper. So Bluebird and Hero, your lineup, you're in perfect league. Your lineup, just looking at the two that made the finals last week, do you have similar players on your team? Like maybe 4, 5, 6 of the same guys? Are you constructed mainly of build a lineup and Future Legends? $31 maze cards. So Hero has all the build a lineup and Mickey Mantle. Yeah, that is, and a lot of those are easy to achieve. You don't have to have big wallets to get those ones. Those were not too bad in terms of finishing those missions. And getting those, huge boost to your lineup. I was going to say maze. What everyone wants the tournament maze? 31 Mantle. So only one team doesn't have Mickey Mantle. 31 teams have him. Wow. And Bluebird, no Gunner, no LEs, and same with Hero. Okay, well, good luck, guys, in the Perfect League. My theme team, Mr. EVC and NYC is not on today. He is not streaming, attending his daughter's graduation. I think that graduation is today, and then he heads back to New York City. So he will be back on Wednesday for a full report, and I'm guessing a guess the card set. So no EVC today, no theme team update. That will come on Wednesday. Congratulations. If you won a theme team league, put it in the chat, gloat a little bit, celebrate, but he won't be on today. So check him out at probably around 3 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Gunner. Everyone's gunning for the Gunner. My theme team is still in stone, and it's going to be there for a while because I have maxed out my card pool. The Dave Steeb Super 7 All-Stars is a theme team of all Dave Steeb's teammates in the 7 All-Star games that he appeared in. 1980, 81, 83, 84, 85, 89, and 90. He had 127 teammates in those 7 games. Only on his team, the American League All-Star team, not the opposition. So I'm really confined to who I can use. And right now, a lot of the All-Stars, their peak card hasn't come out. I don't have the peak Clemens yet, or the peak Randy Johnson, or the peak Ricky Henderson, or Robin Yount. So I've got to wait until these cards come out. So I've got all the best cards I can right now, except for this one. I'm not going to pay for this one. An LE card, Dwight Evans, would qualify because Dwight Evans was a teammate on one of the All-Star games with Dave Steeb, but he's unachievable for me. The one card I do have is the Ted Simmons Perfect Catcher. That is the only build a lineup card that qualifies for this team, and it is a pretty big upgrade. So that is the one change that I did make this week, is I was able to buy, rather than complete the missions, because it would cost me a few 100,000 perfect points to complete the Ted Simmons missions. I put a buy order for 60,000 and someone filled it. So I don't need to complete the missions to get them. it's much, much cheaper for me to get them on the card shop and save me a ton, because completing the missions don't help, because I don't want the lower Ted Simmons. I want the best Ted Simmons. So completing to get the gold and the diamond, no big deal. Mickey Mantle, the topper, can't play on this team anyway. So there's no need for me to build a lineup on my theme team. So I just got it on the card shop. That's what you want to consider as a new player is if you just want to buy one specific player, just put a bid order on the card shop. Don't have to finish the mission to get it. All right, so that's where we stand with the Dave Stieb All-Star Theme Team. All right, guys, let me just switch screens here. Let's get on to some OOTP. And we'll do some pack opening. We'll try for a Sandy Koufax a little bit later, because you never know. Be cool. That would fund my theme team for the entire year, just like Sam Crawford did last year. Pulling Sam Crawford from Platinum Series 4 and selling him for 400,000 perfect points got me into Diamond and kept me into Diamond for the whole season or whole cycle. So yes, selling one card for a theme team can make a huge difference. All right, here we are. Again, what I like to do every occasional Monday is to upload the current season file. So let's just go back to the start screen. At any point in the Major League Baseball season, you can play out the season from that date. Very, very easy to do. So let me show you how to do that. You click on New Standard Game. No thanks on the challenge mode. You put in the date that you want for the game. So I just put like May 22nd. And then you click this little button here that says Live Start. You click that. And then you'd go and you'd click Start Game. When you do that, OOTP, with the partners that they work with, their database partners, they load up the Major League statistics and standings as of May 22nd. And then you can play that game out with the current injuries, the current lineups, the current statistics. So when I load this file up, one thing I like to do is to go into the settings and change two things. I want to take off trading, because I don't want Mr. Walker to end up on the Blue Jays like he did last week. It's an unrealistic trade. So let's keep the rosters intact. I'd rather lose out on a few trades that happen than have strange trades. The other thing I like to change is the injuries and just put them at very low. I don't want every roster player unreasonably injured. And same with suspensions. I put those at very low. Injury diagnostic. So I change the injury settings. I go up, I save the game. And that's it. That's the only changes and fixes that I make when I sim out the entire year. Now, OOTP this year likes the Dodgers, as they should. They like the Cardinals. Right now, when we look at the league, let's take a look at the standings. Tampa Bay has kind of fallen down to earth a little bit. Baltimore is only 2.5 games out now. That's what's cool about this. It's so cool because it has all the accurate information up until May 22nd. Blue Jays, 8.5 games out. They kind of, like I said, they're streaky. They win a bunch, they lose a bunch. They win a bunch, they lose a bunch. My Toronto Blue Jays, here's the real scores. My Toronto Blue Jays have lost 6 of the last 7 to key division rivals, 2 to the Yankees, and they lost 3 to the Yankees and 3 to the Orioles. And now they play Tampa Bay, Minnesota, and Milwaukee. 3 teams above 500. Toronto, get your stuff in gear. So one of the good things is you can download all the latest stats and standings. One of the bad things is if you're a fan of the bottom team, it can be a little frustrating. Let's look at the AL Central. Minnesota, 3.5 games up on Detroit. Yeah, we are in the matrix. The AL West, or the AL West, we've got the Rangers, 2 games up on Houston. Oakland. I see a lot of red in your game schedule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They've lost 12 of the last 14 games. When do you get to play the Blue Jays? When? There we go. End of June. Oakland fans, I'm sorry. I apologize. Alex, Dr. Dynastic, I'm sorry. You have to kind of follow that team. The NL East, the Braves are running away with it, 5 games up. We've got the Central Division. How are the Cubs doing? Yeah, below 500. Pirates still hanging in there, 1 game back of Milwaukee. St. Louis are on a tear. They're 8-2. I expect St. Louis to take over the lead soon. And in the West, Dodgers with a 1.5 game lead on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Arizona with some of those future legend cards. And Mr. Marte. So good time to be an Arizona Diamondback fan. Again, a good place to check for live specking on cards. Here are the current leaders in real Major League Baseball. Almost hitting 400. Wow, what an amazing season. Amazing season, hitting 382. Although I don't know how much his card can go up because he's not a power guy. I don't know where he can get to a perfect. I don't think he can become a perfect. He'd need to hit a few more home runs in real life. Yeah, too bad. I mean, hitting 382, you should be a very high diamond or perfect. Who else should we keep our eye on? Acuna Jr. already is a perfect. He will stay there. I have no doubt. I would not sell your Acuna. Not yet. He's not going back to diamond. Diaz, I don't know what card he has right now. Playing well, 329. So what you want to look for, you want to look for players that currently have iron, bronze, silver, gold cards that are having really good Mays. Who is having a really good month of May? And if they have an iron, bronze, silver, or gold card, you want to maybe pick up a few of those on the card shop to a maximum of 10. Brandon Marsh, again, another player for Philadelphia that, let's see if he's still doing well. Hitting 266. Looks like his May isn't as good as his April. Yeah, he's starting to slow down quite a bit. So I wouldn't expect him to have a big boost in terms of the update. But those are the things you want to do. You want to look for players that have low-level cards in the game and having a really good May. Pitchers and hitters. Sonny Gray. I think Sonny Gray has like a bronze or silver. Here's a guy that probably is going to go up to the next level in the game. Go get yourself a few Sonny Gray, although maybe the price has gone up quite a bit on him. I don't know. Alex Cobb for the Giants, having a really good May. Couple wins, hasn't given up a lot of runs in his starts. So he's another guy that with the live update in a couple weeks, you could see go up. Garrett Cole having a decent, well, had a rough start there with 5 earned runs. So maybe not Cole. So take some time if you want to earn some perfect points. Check out again the cards that are having good months. Go to the card shop, see if you can get a few of them. And then when the update's done around probably the first Monday in June will be the 5th. Probably on June 5th is when we see the next update. What are you guys thinking? Let me check the chat here. Oreos are for real? Yeah, Oreos scare me. And not just for this year. Oreos scare me for many years to come. Don't apologize. They knew what they signed up for. And yeah, Acuna is pretty good. He's not going down to a diamond. He's staying there. Just like Mike Trout will stay there, Aaron Judge will stay there. All the top guys are not going to drop down. All right, well, using today's standings, let's sim ahead and let's find out who wins the World Series. Let's go up to the All-Star game first of all. And if you're new to OOTP, all the league leaders for the AL are on the left side of the screen. The NL leaders, when you sim, are on the right-hand side. You see the standings change as it sims through day by day. And again, stay tuned. We will be having our contest for some packs at the end of the stream. I will be giving away 15 packs to 2 different users, 10 packs to one, 5 packs to another. So hang in there. No EVC to raid in today, but I'm not going to go too much longer. I will probably be starting the draw in about a half hour time. We'll sim out the season here. We'll find out our World Series champ as of May 22nd. And then we'll pull a few packs, see if we can get that elusive Sandy Koufax, who I will sell very quickly. All right, we head into July in the sim. Orioles still in a wild card position. Minnesota leading the Central. Houston in the West. Atlanta, Milwaukee, and Arizona have overtaken the Dodgers. Remember, trades are turned off and injuries are set to very low. Let's check out your All-Stars using today's game file. There we go for the AL. Randy, Yandy. I have to say those because they rhyme. Randy and Yandy, Alvarez, Judge, Devers, Seaman, former Blue Jay. Played good for the Blue Jays too. Kyle Tucker. Current Blue Jay Bo Bichette makes the All-Star game. And Salvador Perez with Ohtani as the starter. I don't think we would argue with that. In the NL, Nemo, Luis, Acuna Jr., Juan Soto, Gorman, Will Smith at catcher, Freddie Freeman at first base, Arenado at third, Lindor, shortstop, and the starter for the NL is Justin Verlander. So there you go. Those are your starting lineups in the All-Star game. So I'm going to sim ahead to the beginning of the playoffs. And as I do that, I'm going to go back to my main screen here. So give me 1 second. For those of you that are new to the game and just coming in over the last week or so, every Thursday, OOTP puts out a new card set. And often there's a theme to the card set. It might be last month they had April achievements, players that had really good Aprils in Major League history. A couple weeks ago, it was Speed Week, players that had really good speed in the game. We've just finished the Build a Lineup. So all the Build a Lineup cards now are in the game. We don't know what this week's going to be yet. Hasn't been announced yet. They will tease it tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm guessing we're getting close to a platinum series. I think maybe it might be a random series this week. And then in a couple weeks, it's Lou Day on June 2nd. So I think we're going to see a series around one of the best first basemen of all time, Lou. So we'll probably see a series around him in a couple weeks. So every Thursday at noon, you can tune in to DishNet, get your packs from the official stream, and he rebroadcasts at 9 p.m. And you can get your packs if you miss it the first time. The Hawk Report has followed DishNet every Thursday. Cubs fan Steve asked about this a little earlier. Kidneys, of course, retired. If Kidneys is watching, I hope you have your feet up. I hope you slept in. I hope you have OOTP closed for now and you're enjoying a nice lemonade and not worrying about, being competitive in the game at this moment. He has stepped away in some aspects of the game. He's still going to be doing his one-on-one podcast where he interviews people. He's still going to give advice. You can still be part of his Discord. You can DM him, ask him questions. He hasn't left completely. He's just taking a step back from the competitive aspect of the game because he finds flaws with it. And absolutely, I understand where he's coming from, has all the right to think that way and to take some time away from the game. Maybe back this version, maybe back in 2025, OOTP 25, we don't know. So because Kidneys was a huge, huge part of my Hawk Report, really enjoyed it. A lot of variety in that Hawk Report. It will not go on as it has in the past for obvious reasons. This week, though, I will have a fill-in. I will have someone coming in to do something similar. It won't be exactly the same format. It still will be called the Hawk Report for this week, except with a C. And that's the only hint I'm going to give you there. So yes, we are still going to have the Hawk Report this week. We'll try it out and we'll see going forward what kind of flavor and variety that it has. I still will be keeping this time slot on Thursdays, but it may not be in a Hawk Report kind of format. So check out DishNet noon Eastern time on Thursday, and then the Hawk with a C coming right after that around 1:15 Eastern. All right, we are on an ad break. We will be right back to finish off the 2023 season and to do our pack opening. Pull that Sandy Koufax. Stay tuned. Back in 2 minutes. All right, welcome back in. This is episode number 97 as we celebrate Victoria Day up here in Canada. It is a federal holiday up here for us Canadians, as you guys have a holiday coming up next Monday, I believe, on the 29th. And we have been talking about real Major League Baseball, some of the players that, might be boosted up. Just before the break, talked about the Hawk Report taking a little different format this week. At least for 1 week anyway, we're going to keep a similar format, but it won't be the Hawk Report with Kidneys. It won't be the Hound Analysis with Kidneys. It will be the Hound Analysis with something C. I see some guesses there. Andy, Hound Analysis with Coffee. Hound Analysis with Cubs fan Steve. Some really good takes on that letter C. So yeah, we'll be back with a similar type of Hawk Report for this Thursday, and then we'll see how it goes after that. Like I said, I'm going to keep my time slot. It just may not be with the in-depth card analysis because I go by intuition. I go by feel kind of the card, kind of the basic look of the card, construction of it. I by no means am an expert in analysis. I don't run numbers. I don't run spreadsheets. I just play the card. If it's playing well, I keep playing it. If it's not playing well, I look to replace it. So we will do something on Thursday after DishNet at around 1:15 Eastern. So tune in for that. Hawk with a C. Definitely going to miss my Photoshop thumbnails. Kidneys was always a good sport with me creating those. Thank you again to MCB for the subscription last week, and we highlighted Des Moines, Iowa, and sent me a message saying, I forgot about the Bob Feller Museum. So apparently the Bob Feller Museum is in the area, 310 Mill Street. So there you go, Bob Feller. Let me just quickly go back because I want to confirm this. Let's go back to Iowa, Des Moines. Iroculus, you're pretty close. You're just the next state over. Have you been to Des Moines? A few of the viewers today mentioned they were there. Let's see if we got the Bob Feller. We got the Bob Feller Athletic Complex. I don't even know if that's in the same area. Oh, where is that? That is in Iowa, it looks like. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So Bob Feller obviously must have been from the area. Bulldog Stadium. So one extra little tidbit about Bob Feller. Let's see if I can find that again. Here it is, the Bob Feller Museum display. War hero, baseball legend, the hardest throwing pitcher of all time? I don't know, Nolan Ryan. No, Randy Johnson. You got something to say about that? There you go. Definitely had a heater. All right, let's head back to the OOTP game and play out the World Series. Let's find out, according to the May 22nd file, who wins the World Series. Right now, we finished the regular season, and we've got a playoff tree that looks like this. In the AL, the Rangers and Yankees in a wild card game, the Red Sox and Rays. Interesting. The Rays are not one of the top two teams. Astros and Twins get the bye. Braves and Dodgers get the bye in the West with the Phillies, Diamondbacks, Chicago Cubs, and St. Louis Cardinals making it in. Well, we got to take a look at these standings now. Got to look at these. How did the Cubs get in there? Look at that. They tied. They tied with the Cardinals for the division lead. Phillies, 18 games back of the Mets. Diamondbacks, 8 games back of the Dodgers. Rangers, 13 games back. White Sox, 18 games back. So all the divisions were blowouts except for a couple. Yankees, 4 games back of the Rays. So the Angels missed out by 2 games. White Sox, really? The White Sox missed out by 3 games. And in the West, in the wild card, we had a tie between, again, the Cardinals and Cubs, San Diego and Cincinnati. Go Reds. Reds finished at 500, and they finished 2 games out of the wild card. All right, let's take a look at some of our league leaders here. Luis had a 361 average, so his average came down. Tim Anderson. And for iRock this, Marcus Semien. Marcus Semien. His nickname is Sauce, which is interesting. Marcus Semien is one of the leaders for, where was that? For runs. Juan Soto leads an on-base percentage. Aaron Judge led Major League Baseball with 53 home runs. And Mr. Matt Olson at 48. Pete Alonso and Patrick Wisdom had 46. Our pitching leaders this year, according to OOTP, Clayton Kershaw, and here's a card you might want to speculate on. Get yourself a few Joe Ryans. I'm not sure where he is right now, if he's a silver or gold, but Joe Ryan is projected to finish the year with 21 victories. Wow. War-wise, it's Mr. Carlos Rodon. And who's our strikeout leader? Spencer Strider leads the league in 261. Lost his last 4 games, though. He was 16-4 and then lost 4 games in September. So maybe he goes up to a perfect. Keep your Spencer Striders because he may just reach perfect before the end of the season. Stolen bases. Let's see who our base stealer is here. Let's go back to batters. And where we... Mr. Ruiz with the Oakland A's finished with 70 stolen bases. Only caught stealing 8 times. So very, very good stolen base percentage for Mr. Ruiz. And Devers, Boston Red Sox, 136 RBIs. So according to OOTP, those are your stat leaders, your teams that made the playoffs. Let's go through and see who wins it all. Last week, it was the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm going to pick the Astros against the Braves. Yeah, I know. I'm going out on a limb. Astros versus Braves, with the Astros winning in 6 games. All right, let's play out the first round, the wild card round. It looks like we're going to have Arizona, the Cubs, Tampa Bay, and the Yankees. Realistically, I could see all those things happening except for Chicago. Chicago is the Cinderella team for sure. So Astros, Yankees, Rays, and Twins. Sorry, Rangers are out. Who trying to ball saying Cubs and Rangers? No, can't be that. A lot of Rangers love. Rays avenge the 2020 versus Dodgers. All right, let's go to the next round. Astros Braves is my call. Dodgers and Braves take an early lead. Yankees surprising over the Astros. Astros coming back now. They tie up the series, go into a game 5, and it is Houston reverse sweeping. Houston loses 5-1 and 4-0 in Houston. And then they win 3-2, 3-1, and 2-0. Jeremy Pena with the MVP of the series. Tampa loses 7-6, and then they win 3 in a row. They win 7-6. They win 5-4 and 3-1. So very close series with the Twins. The Diamondbacks, an upset. Atlanta wins the first 2, and Arizona reverse sweeps. We have 2 reverse sweeps. One expected, one not. Braves win 3-2 and 10-0, and then they lose 7-3, 9-3, and 3-1. Whoa, Nelly. And sorry, Cubs fan, you lose in 3 games to the Dodgers, 4-1, 3-1, and 8-4. So we will have the Houston Astros going up against the Tampa Bay Rays, and in the NL, Arizona facing the Dodgers. All right, let's go to the next round. Maybe Houston, LA, Arizona up 2 games, Houston up 2 games. Arizona sweeps. Whoa. Did not see that coming, and the AL goes to a game 7. Let's check out. All right, first let's look at the sweep first of all. Arizona wins 8-2, 5-4, 3-2, and 9-7. Alek Thomas is the MVP for the Arizona Diamondbacks. They They do have a good young team. I wonder if they're like the Baltimore Orioles of the National League. Congratulations, Arizona. The other one goes 7. Houston wins 10-5 and 3-2. Tampa wins the next 3, 5-3, 10-5 and 5-1. Houston wins game 6 in the 15th inning. Look at that, folks. Houston, with their backs against the wall, goes 15 innings. And in the bottom of the 15th, I don't know if I can see the game log. Should be able to. Maybe not. Let's try it a different way. Let's go here. Nope, no game log, I guess. But in the bottom of the 15th, doesn't look like it's a home run. Wow. So they keep their hopes alive, forcing a game 7. And in game 7, Tampa Bay says, we're not going to take that loss lightly. We are coming back and we are going to defeat you 9-3. So Tampa Bay takes game 7. Arizona well rested going into the finals as they sweep the Dodgers. Let's go day by day. Diamondbacks, Rays. Hero agrees. Yeah, Gallen, Walker. Yeah, they got a lot. I mean, a lot of those future legend cards, right, were from Arizona. It seemed like they had a fair number. Rays, Diamondbacks. Game 1. Glasnow against Gallen in game 1. 17-7. Gallen loses game 1, 3-1. So the Diamondbacks at home take the game 3-1. Kind of a pitcher's duel. Only 14 hits given up in the game. 7 strong innings by Gallen, only giving up 2 earned runs, and Glasnow goes 7 innings, only 1 earned run. All right, game 2. Kelly against Springs, and Springs, Tampa Bay. In the 9th inning, they score a run to defeat the Diamondbacks. Look at this, guys. Only 5 hits in the game. 2 hits by Arizona, 3 hits by the Diamondbacks, and they win this game 1-0 in the bottom of the 9th. Springs goes the distance. Kelly goes the distance. A 3-hitter and a 2-hitter in the World Series. How long did this game take? 2 hours and 40 minutes. Not enough time to have more than 1 beverage and a popcorn. All right, let's go on to game 3. McClanahan versus Fat. Another future legend. Fat, 0-0 record. Looks like he must have been just called up recently. And this one is a 10-4 victory at home. Arizona getting some home cooking. They take this game after falling behind 3-0 in the first inning. They score 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, and run away with it. Fat goes 5 innings, 4 earned runs. McClanahan doesn't quite make the 5-inning mark, gives up 7 earned runs. Nick Ahmad, the number 9 hitter, goes 3 for 4 for the game MVP. We've got 2-0 Rasmussen going up against Ryan Nelson in game 4 in Arizona. And Tampa again, once again, valiant effort by the Diamondbacks, who score 5 runs late in the game to tie it. And then in the 9th inning, Tampa Bay wins it on a Ramirez home run. Harold Ramirez, home run in the 9th inning to give the Rays the lead, and Arizona can't get anything in the bottom of the inning. All right. 3-1 Tampa. Back in Arizona for Game 5, Glasnow against Gallen. Pretty even pitcher matchup there. Let's see. And that's it. According to OOTP, with the May 22nd file, the Tampa Bay Rays, deservingly having a good season, are projected to win the World Series, defeating the Arizona Diamondbacks 9-7 in Game 5 of the World Series. That first inning, 8 runs were scored, 3 by Tampa, 5 by Arizona, and it would go back and forth, eventually Tampa taking the lead. Arizona would use 7 pitchers in the game. Gallen, not a good start. Tampa would use 6 in the game, with Jalen Beeks getting the World Series clinching victory. And it looks like Christian Benthecourt is the World Series MVP, reminiscent of a Pat Borders Blue Jay MVP World Series back in the 90s. So how did he do here? How did he do? Oh, yeah, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Had hits in 9 of the 11 playoff games against Houston and Arizona. He had a great playoffs. 32-year-old with the MVP accomplishment. So there you go. It wasn't the Dodgers this year. It was Tampa Bay with the World Series victory. Let's go and check out who is projected to win the awards. And then we'll hop over to the theme team and open a few packs, and then we'll do our giveaway. I'm not on any kind of time constraints today because EVC will not be on with the theme team broadcast. He is off at his daughter's graduation. He will be back on Wednesday. Glasnow didn't get an out. I didn't even notice that. Tampa Bay with the second. Yeah, D-King, that's the second time we've done this that Tampa Bay has won. So I think the Dodgers have won 2. Seattle has won 1. The Cards, I think, have won 1. And now Tampa Bay has won 2. Blue Jays, crickets. Crickets, I say, for the Blue Jays. All right, let's go and check out our award winners. MLB reports. MLB reports. Where are we? League history, and awards. For the National League, the 4 major award winners, we've got Acuna Jr. winning the MVP of the NL. Max Fried will win the, Max Fried going 17-4. If he's not a perfect card, maybe you want to speculate on him. 17-4 for Max Fried. Look at this. Look at this beast of a pitcher for Atlanta. 2.26 ERA. Oh, yeah, these numbers will get you up to perfect pretty quick. What is the Max Fried card? It must be, what is it, like a 93 diamond or 97 diamond? What do we have on Max? See, if you buy 10 Max Fried and he goes up to perfect, that's like 100,000 perfect points. Maybe. Maybe not. Hope so. His injury's killing your fantasy team. Well, was he injured here? Injury history. So April 4th, left hamstring strain, and then May the 6th, left forearm strain. But they were both short term. So I don't know. We're playing the May 22nd file. So apparently he does come back. Out several months? Well, I guess that wasn't updated in OOTP. Corbin Carroll will win the Rookie of the Year award for Arizona, and Evan Phillips projected to win the Reliever of the Year award with what's he got? 34 saves and a 1.19 ERA. Interesting. All right, so let's go and look at the AL. Your award winners: Aaron Judge, his second MVP award for the New York Yankees with 53 home runs, 111 RBIs, and 99 walks, 191 strikeouts. Yes, you heard that right. 191 strikeouts. So yeah, you can win. You can strike out 191 times and win MVP. 653 plate appearances. So strikes out about what? Once every 3.5 times? Something like that. Carlos Rodon is the pitcher of the year, the Cy Young Award winner. 15-5 on the season. Anthony Volpe is the rookie of the year. So 3 New York Yankees: Judge, Rodon, and Volpe. Yankees are taking home the hardware. 282 average, 78 RBIs, 26 home runs, and 132 hits. And Brian Baker, Baltimore is getting some love here. Brian Baker with 11 saves on the season in AAA, 6-1 in Major League Baseball, 161 ERA. He takes home the Reliever of the Year award. All right. There we go. So yeah, every Monday or so, I like to kind of upload the latest OOTP live file and go through and see how they do, see who wins the World Series. All right, guys, we're going to hop into my theme team. We'll open about 10 or 15 packs. We'll take a look at live because I don't do much with live. I've put in a few lineups. I don't have a lot of cards on my theme team for live, but I know Naspace does a wonderful job breaking it down. Let's take a look at the live leaderboards. What do we got? What do we got? Because I think it starts over today. So it should start over today. Very, very corrupt database, right? How can the Rangers not win the World Series? So last week's leaders. All right. So 50 packs goes out to Elf 13B. They won Perfect Team Live last week, so they got 50 packs. Houston Trash Something, run by or with the team Sugarland, they get 25 packs. Borksum, Statmonger, Rastlin Major, KC86, Petey, Mithoki, Pete, and Houston get some packs as well. So I think the top 100 people get at least one pack. Did any of you guys get any packs? I finished 956th. Ozzy 7227. What'd you get? 2 packs for getting 84th? I don't know what the breakdown is. Yeah, you picked up a couple. So yeah, you got to finish in the top 5 to get, a fair number of packs. So first week is done. Let's see if I recognize any of these names here. I Rock This. All right. I Rock This finished 52nd. That probably got him about, maybe 5 packs. Beetle Boy. What'd you get for 36? How many packs did you get for 36th place? Like 5 packs, 6 packs? Oh, I Rock This. Nice. That's where my 2 packs came from. Yeah. Congratulations. Finishing 52nd and 2 packs. Yeah, Beetle Boy, if you just check your transaction history and for a special event or Perfect Team Live, it should show you. I'm guessing maybe 4, maybe 3 for 36th place. Fool's Errand, that's viewer Heath Dog, finished 30th. The Doc Ellis Day Trippers. Dark Chaos Gaming, recognize that name. C. Whitman, big time Perfect Team Manager. So there you go. That is quite the accomplishment, finishing first in that. And yesterday, how did I do? I got 223 points yesterday with just a random kind of lineup, thanks to Iglesias and to Lopez. 2 of my pitchers picked up 78 of my points, Matt Chapman, Christian Walker. So that is my best outing yet. So, Ozzy says that in your transaction, it shows up as got packs from Perfect Team Live leaderboard. Simple enough. Good to see you, GT Sundown, my EMLB manager, as I work my way through the minor leagues. We'll have more on that next week, so stay tuned. More on that Glenn the Hound streamer, being drafted first overall by the Montreal Expos. We'll have an update how he's doing next week. And GT got 2 for finishing 70th. Okay, so it's a big group because IROC was 52nd, you were 70th, and you both got 2 packs. And Beetle, yeah, that 10 a.m. deadline really, yeah, it's tough, especially for us out towards the West Coast. All right, let's quickly do one of these. Let's quickly do one with the cards that I have. Feel free to give me advice, guys, because you guys know your baseball. One thing I do like for the starters, you can filter out the projected starters. So Blue Jays up against Tampa Bay. Who do I go with my starters? Who do you think has the best chance to rack up some points? Is it Adam Wainwright against Cincinnati? I don't think I have the Miami pitcher. Coors Field. Whoever's pitching against Oakland. I don't have that pitcher. Rule 1, hitters versus Oakland. Okay, all right, let's have some fun here. All right, let's go to the card shop. Let's see here. Who's pitching against Oakland today? Does someone know offhand who's pitching for Oakland? I'm going to go buy that card right now. Lively? Okay. Lively. I don't see a Lively. Oh, I need tomorrow. Oh, right. Okay. So does anyone know who pitches against Oakland tomorrow? Gonzalez? Marco, where are you? Oh, you're an iron for only 14 points. Welcome to the team. Excellent. Okay, so now I want Seattle players, right? I want some Seattle guys. Or no, I want Coors Field guys. Okay, Perfect Team Live. Again, I don't know what I'm doing here, guys, so feel free to help me out. Gonzalez, starter. Who else has a pitcher? Which other ballpark is favorable for me? Ty Bradley against Toronto at home. Ryan Nelson at Philadelphia. Well, we can look at the schedule here. Let's see. So I got Marco Gonzalez. I don't want Colorado. Which is another pitcher's park? Sonny Gray Would you go Sonny Gray? Spencer Strider, but that's against the Dodgers. Bradley, you don't think they'll let him go far in the game? Gray's a good matchup. Okay, so we want Sonny Gray. All right, set live roster. Do I have? I don't even have Sonny Gray. Okay, so let's go to the card shop. Gristle Whistle, you're going with those two as well? Okay, Sonny. We're either going to sink or swim here, Gristle. 64 rated Sonny Gray. Let's go back to PT Live. Cool. Right. Next, relievers. I guess you'd have to check if these guys pitch today because they probably won't go 2 games in a row. So I'm just going to throw a couple guys in. Let's see if I can find a couple from those 2 teams, Minnesota and Seattle. Minnesota and Seattle. Okay, let's put in Matt Brash for now and Moran. Okay, let's try that. And now hitters, you're talking, you want Colorado. So Brent Servin. He's at home. First base. Is there a limit how many I can have from one team? Or is it just I can have all Coors Field guys or all Miami guys if I want? Yuri Gurriel. I'm going to put him in. Only the tiers are the limits. Okay, I'm taking a lot of bronze here. So who else? What's another hitter park here, guys? Coors Field. Miami. Well, I'm a Blue Jay fan. I'm gonna go Whit Merrifield. Just Blue Jays. Third base. Miami or Colorado. All right. Juan Segura. Gene Segura. Shortstop. J.P. Crawford against Oakland. Nope. Joey Wendell against Colorado. Get some of that Colorado Coors Field air. Third, left field. Let's go someone high up here. Let's go Ian Happ against the Mets. Right field, or actually center field. Randall Grichuk. Randall Grichuk. And right field, who do we got? Peyton Burdick. DH. There we go. Okay, so help me out here. Who's my biggest mistake? Is there someone that is injured or not playing or someone that is likely not to play? Maybe consider Solar and Jazz. Solar and Jazz as a Marlin. Well, I don't have a lot of cards on this team because it's my theme team. That's my limit, but I don't mind picking up a couple. Hey, I do have Solar and Jazz. Ooh, 1,000? Yeah, he's minimum. Let's buy a Jazz. There we go. Hey, that's good enough for me, Hero. Grichuk once held the record for most home runs as a Little League World in the Little League World Series. I'll take that. All right, GT, I trust you. You're my GM here. Here we go. PT Live. Severin. Where is he? Severin. Gone. Who else? Yuli. Gone. And Burdick. Gone. All right, you suggested Jazz. Jazz, though, is injured. Do I take a chance on him? And the DH, I think you said. Solar. Okay, he's already in. You're liking Chapman against the Rays? Okay, he's a Blue Jay. Oh, Ruiz? I don't know if I own him. I rock this. I'm taking your advice. I'm going to get him. I can use him on several lineups over the next week. 28 perfect points. Absolutely. He will go into my center field position. Now, if I get like 400 points on this, I'm going to give you guys a huge shout out for helping me out because that would be amazing. Okay, he's going in as a utility. All right, I need a catcher. Even if I have to go buy one. Cal Raleigh. Cool. First baseman. Who else has abused another team? Ryan Mountcastle against the Yankees. Christian Walker. Hey, how about Christian Walker? He's probably pretty good, right? It's a future legend. He must be pretty good. Christian against Philadelphia. As you notice, I don't have a lot of diamond cards. By that, GT, do you mean a good hitters park? Like another good park for hitters? Oh, thank you. Thank you, my fact checker. Thank you, I rock this. Yeah, I'm confusing. Too many walkers out there. Jordan is the one, not Christian. How old's Christian? Can't click on him. All right, I saw another advice here for, who was it? Diaz. Okay, I trust you guys. You're not sending me down the wrong road here. Yeah, Elias. I own him already, and he's a catcher. So I've already got a catcher. Who are my shortstop options? Well, here you go. How about Jeremy Pena against Milwaukee? Crawford against Oakland? Take out that guy. Mateo? Oh, the stolen base guy. Mateo. Oh, good call. I rock this. Good call. How many do we get for stolen bases? What do we get here? 8. 8 for a stolen base. I like it. Excellent call. So you're saying put that catcher in utility? Elias for the walks? Mr. Reed, Mateo is always the answer. There you go. Yeah, very good. Good with the speed. All right, right field. Even if I have to go out and get another guy because all I've got is bronze, who do I put in right field? Who am I looking for? Who's a good guy in Coors Field for right field? Live right field. Newt Bar? Should I go out and buy a Newt Bar? Matt Carpenter? Starling Marte? Mullins has been going nuts. So I'm seeing a couple names. Mullins, looking for Mr. Newt Bar. Carroll. Corbin Carroll. Buying him. Boom. He's minimum or close to it. Corbin Carroll is an option. And who else was I looking for? Mullins. Cedric Mullins. Buying him. Boom. Newt Bar. Ooh, he's kind of expensive. Yeah, is he going diamond? If he's going diamond, I'll buy him. What do you think? Do you think he's going to go up to diamond in a couple of weeks? Is he having that kind of system? He went up 1 point from April to May. Yeah, he's going diamond. He's going diamond. There, I've doubled my investment. Oh, gee. And now I see GT's comment. Yeah, he's an 89 already, so that's why I thought it's worth the gamble. Pretty good price. I'm only paying I can gain 4,000 instead of the 2,000 I spent. All right, let's go back here now. Let's change some of these guys out. Newt Bar in right field. And center field, we're thinking Mullins, right? Mullins in center field. Corbin Carroll in left. Yeah, live spec. Yeah, I've heard some rumors. Well, not rumors, but I've heard live spec was kind of a little bit wonky the first time with some of the players. So who knows? Who knows? Put someone else in for Diaz. Okay. So I need one more utility guy, someone that is going to hit well in Coors Field, maybe. Let's go to the card shop and look for Colorado. Right, here's all guys I can get from Colorado. Chris Bryant, don't really want to pay diamond prices for him. Ryan McMahon, Brendan Rodgers. Gallo, yeah, Gallo's a big home run guy. Gallo might be a good choice. But is there any Coors player here that, because it's a Colorado guy, so anytime they're in Coors, I can put him in the lineup. Sean, I trust you, buddy. Sean says Bretton Doyle. Bretton Doyle. Okay, I own him already. Ooh, that's a bronze one, though. That's a bronze. PT Live. Utility. Okay, I'm going with Sean says. You guys are either going to take credit or take some finger wagging if these guys don't perform. Where is he here? Doyle. There he is. Put him in at utility. And I do like that Joey Gallo possibility. Gallo, do I own the live Gallo? Yes, I do. He is a left fielder. Geez, I feel like Rich here asking you guys for all these advice. This is the one aspect of the game that I consider a huge weakness is this live play. So do I put Joey Gallo in for Corbin Carroll or for Ruiz or Doyle? I know he's a big home run guy, but he's playing in San Francisco. What do you guys think? Does Gallo go in or leave it as it is? Thank you, Peter. Peter Humana. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, you're not getting the expert lap here, Peter. You're getting the chat. Please help me. Please help me, chat. Build a lineup that can get me at least 1 or 2 packs this week. Diaz, Bryant, and Blackman. All right, Colorado in the search bar. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Let's go with that. Let's check it out. So yesterday, I did manage to get, how many points did I get yesterday? 223 points. So anything over 200, I'm ecstatic with. And today, I just threw in this lineup last night. I've got Benthecourt, playoff MVP today from our simulated World Series. Talk about synchronicity. Kirillov, Nico Chapman, Jeremy Varsho, Kiermaier. So I went heavy on the Blue Jays today. All right. Let's see how we do this week. All right. So we're going to open a few packs. We're going to have our giveaway, but we do have an ad break here, guys. We will be back in 2.5 minutes. Go fill up your coffee. Go to the washroom. Some pack opening and some giveaways coming up in a few minutes. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back for our last few minutes here, guys. We are going to do our giveaway very, very quickly, but I do want to open up some packs before I give away some packs. I am going to start the pack timer here right now. So the giveaway now is underway. We'll let it run for a few minutes as I do open some packs. Jeff Steele Flex first in there. Exclamation ticket or exclamation enter gets you into the draw. All right, so I'll let that run. We'll give it 3 or 4 minutes. Looking at the screen here, these are the limited edition cards in the game right now. We've got about half of them being perfect cards, and then we've got a few diamonds, 1 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze limited edition cards. I believe the only ones that you can still get in packs, correct me if I'm wrong, are Sandy Koufax, best pitcher in the game by far. I think there may be a few more Huey Jennings. I think there definitely might be a couple more Jose Limas in packs. And I'm not sure if there's 1 or 2 Dwight Evans left. I know he was close to being finished. I think someone pulled like 23 or 24 a day ago. So not many limited editions still for you available in packs. Price-wise, there is a Huey Jennings up for sale. However, $750,000 when you could use a Willie Wells. I like Willie Wells as a card. I would probably prefer Willie Wells at shortstop. Both teams in the World Series yesterday had Willie Wells. So I'm not sure. I'm sure Hugh Jennings is a good shortstop, but his range is only 94, and he will be passed. There will be better shortstops as the game continues. So unless you're a big fan of Huey, I would not spend $750,000 on a card that might be out of date in a couple of weeks. My theme team could really use Mr. Dwight Evans, but I don't want to pay the price for him for a theme team. And Bill Terry is the only other perfect that's up for sale. Again, first base, but so many good first basemen out there that I don't think he is anywhere near the value. Not good enough for $175,000. For a collectible, if you want, go ahead. But as a card that you're going to use consistently, I don't think so. My dream would be have a Grover Alexander, but he's not in packs, or a Sandy Koufax. Hoping to pull one of those. So exclamation ticket, exclamation enter will get you in for today's draw. Let's go open 10 packs. Get those emotes going. Haven't had the lap emotes for a while because I haven't opened up a lot of packs. But let's see if we can get something good here, guys, in the last part of today's stream. Rob Nin, nothing else. Nothing good there. I hate calling a timeout so early, but we need to call a timeout because those were three of the worst packs I've seen in a long time. Whew. 61 bronze as my best card. All right, let's see. Let's get back to it. Exclamation enter, exclamation ticket. 68, Gary Sanchez. Again, no cards in these packs can help out my theme team right now. I've got all the cards that are good for the theme team that I can get in packs. So any good card would be a card for the card shop. And packs are not looking good today, guys. They are not looking good. We'll go 3 more. 2 more. Oh, we do have a diamond. Okay. Well, there's no limited editions in the diamond level. It won't be a perfect limited edition because those pull at perfect rates. So how about a card that I can sell like a Ty Cobb? Not asking for much. Just one of the best players in the game. Ty Cobb. Hey! Woot woot! Does not fit the Dave Steeb theme team. But I think a pretty good card. Ted Trent. So I can't use them. I am going to put them up for you guys at the last 10 sales, 14,085. Not going to gouge you here. Put them up for last 10. If you're looking for Ted Trent, a really good Negro League pitcher, really good, he will be on the card shop now. And one more. What do we got? Nothing. I'm not stopping on a Yankee being my highest card. No. What do we got here? What's my highest card? It is a Mariner. And it's a card I have in my lineup for tomorrow. So synchronicity, we'll call it quits there. Going to save the packs for this week. See if we can get any more Dave Steeb teammates in this week's set, whatever they release. No use opening now because the only card that would help me is Dwight Evans, which I think may not even be in packs anymore. All right, let me switch over to my main screen as we end the show off today. Remember, no EVC. He is at his daughter's graduation. He will be back on Wednesday for his next stream. We currently have 61 entries. I'm going to let it run for about another 2 minutes. Exclamation enter, exclamation ticket if you want in to win 10 packs or to 5 packs. Let's run through my closing ceremonies. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in today. And don't forget, tomorrow we are back with Babe in Boston. Yes, Babe Ruth going back to Boston as a 1927 import to try and break his 60 home run personal record. So, Babe in Boston tomorrow. It is a great day for baseball. And I am excited now because I have some live lineups in. I'm excited to see how these guys do for me today and tomorrow. Remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to those that are around you. Wildfires in Alberta, tornadic activity in the States in the last few weeks, financial issues, political issues, medical issues. Help someone out, donate to a food bank, mow someone's lawn, take their dog for a walk, be kind to someone. In Canada, I don't know if you guys do this in America. This requires bigger lap. We have Tim Hortons here in Canada. And sometimes when we go through the drive-through and get a coffee, we get a pleasant surprise. The cashier, the teller says, "Oh, the person in front of you paid for your coffee." It's like, how nice. And so then typically you kind of pay it forward and you say, "Okay, I'm going to pay for the person behind me, pay for their coffee." And you don't have to pay for their whole meal because maybe they have a family of 23 in the car and it's a $125 bill. But you say, "You know what? I would like to buy their coffee." And you pay it forward. And whenever that happens to me in the Tim Hortons drive through, big smile. It's like, wow, what kindness that people share once in a while. Something simple like that can just have a positive impact on your day. So, whatever you can do, even if it doesn't involve money, just doing something nice for someone, opening a door for someone struggling with their groceries and you help them put them in your vehicle. I know it's dangerous sometimes because they think that you're robbing them. So, hopefully, in a neighborhood you're familiar with. But yes, always try and do an act of kindness. And again, no one to raid into, I believe. I will look as I end the stream to see if we can hop into someone else in case you need your packs. But I will be back tomorrow with the Babe in the Matrix and some This Day in Baseball history. We'll talk about baseball past. And 1 week from now, I hope you can make it to my 1K celebration stream.